Dad Mindset, episode 12, benefits of play fighting with Dad. Why dads are encouraged and should wrestle and play fight with their sons and daughters. I remember listening to a podcast a couple weeks ago. It was during the holidays, and there was a podcast by Jordan Peterson. He was talking about the benefits, the emotional benefits that boys get playing, like he refers to it as rough and tumble play with the kids, and how that's so beneficial to specifically boys' development. It's great for girls too. It's great for both, but specifically for father and son bonding, it's so important. And I work in a school myself, and I see it all the time, how staff in schools will discourage play fighting and wrestling. You see boys, especially now in the winter, you see boys out in the playground wrestling each other into the snow, body slamming each other, having wrestling matches in the snow and fighting, and it's, sometimes it evolves into something serious and someone gets hurt and then they cry and then they're over it in 5 minutes. But schools will generally discourage that kind of behavior amongst boys. But it never really stops, does it? No. If you notice that, it's never something we've been able to uninstall in the programming of our boys. That boys, the way boys bond with each other when they're very young, 4, 5 years old, and they're extremely young. They bond with each other by making physical contact and wrestling with each other. And I've done that. I did that when I was a little kid. When I was a kid, I would run around my cottage with my cousin and just beat the crap out of each other. And it was so much fun. It was awesome. And I got older as a teenager. I really got into pro wrestling as a teenager, and then I would start having wrestling matches with my friends in my room. We broke my bed one time, and it was awesome. It was fun. And about 6-7 months ago, I started training Jujitsu for the first time. And you're actually learning technical fighting skills, combat skills, but it's the same concept that we would roll and do our rounds for 3 minutes with a guy and train our techniques and our skills, practice them, and it's that same feeling of how amazing you feel after that roll is done, after that fight's done. You feel incredibly amazing, and it's kind of like an adult jiu-jitsu. I find it's like an adult version of play fighting and wrestling with another guy. Yes, it's serious. There's actual techniques and skills that you have to learn, but you get the same feel. You get the same high from it, and that's what boys get. They get such an emotional high from wrestling with each other, and specifically wrestling with their fathers. And I've been able to notice that over the years of different kids that I've worked with, and kids who are able to bond with their dads and able to have that physical relationship with their dads and play and jump on dad's back and wrestle and put each other in a headlock. And you'd be able to see the kids who don't get that, they kind of have a void of that. So they find a male role model, whoever it is, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a camp counselor, who embodies that kind of physicality for them, who gives them that physical bonding that they need with an adult male. They may not get that from their father, but they're getting that from somebody else. And I think it's crucial for a dad's upbringing with their sons and their daughters to make time to play like that, to make time for that. And my son's due to be born in roughly 2 months, 2 months away. And already in my head, I know that's going to be part of a relationship. Obviously, when he's a little bit older and he can move around and jump on my shoulders and run and jump into my arms. When he can do stuff like that, that's going to be part of our relationship. To have specific structured time where we fight, we wrestle, we do jujitsu together, and that's going to be part of our father-son bonding. I also listen to another podcast, and they're saying how, I think it was Dr. Warren Farrell. He's the writer of The Boy Crisis. I did a book review on that about a year ago, and he was saying how the benefits of fathers getting their children really excited, play fighting, wrestling, getting them really excited at a specific time during the day. So like right after dinner, right before bed, they would wrestle, get them really excited, and then in a moment's notice, they'd say, okay, game's over, it's bedtime. Where their child's emotions are so high, and then you pull the rug from underneath them, and you force them to transition from that high, from that emotional high and all that excitement. Oh, the excitement and the fun's over. Now I gotta put my pajamas on, brush my teeth, and get ready for bed. And it's difficult for a child to be able to transition those emotions into one activity into another, and that transition so quick. Oh, fun time with dad is over. Oh, now we gotta get ready for bed. Now we gotta calm. But being able to force your child to have to emotionally transition that quickly helps with their development. It helps them learning quick transitions, especially with kids who are on the autism spectrum who have a lot of trouble with transitions. It's beneficial for them, is teaching them to be able to transition quickly. And that's a perfect scenario, and Dr. Warren Farrell was explaining how that's a perfect scenario, teaching your boys and your girls to be able to transition quickly, and specifically using play fighting and wrestling time with dad as a tool to help them transition quickly. Because as they're older, we got to be able to make quick emotional transitions quickly, and we haven't had enough practice doing that as a child. It becomes increasingly difficult to do that as an adult. And all in all, it's all beneficial for our child, but it's also fun. It's enjoyable. I still to this day, and I use jujitsu when I do this, I still to this day have so much enjoyment and so much fun doing jujitsu and play fighting, or practicing moves, or practicing techniques on one of my buddies. I enjoy doing that. It's fun, and it's part of male bonding. And it's great for boys and girls, but it's more specifically towards boys, especially if you're a dad and you have a son. Crucially important to be able to have that physical relationship with them. It can be anything you do, just picking them up, throwing them up in the air. And that's usually a father quality, not necessarily a mother quality, because what's a mother's primary instinct when it comes to raising their child? It's to protect. Where fathers are a little bit more of risk takers in terms of their parenting style. Where they'll feel more comfortable at teaching their kids to take certain calculated risks, where mothers will be a little more protective. And when a child is born, primarily they need that mother's protection more than the father's risk taking. As they get older, then they transition into the daddy phase, where they need a little more risk taking to develop and hone their skills. It's very crucial for dads to be able to have that physical bonding experience with their kids. And I encourage any father out there, and I'm going to do that myself, when my son's a little bit older and I'll be able to physically keep up, and yeah, I'm definitely going to do that and use that as a bonding tool to help raise my child. And on that note, Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. If this video was of value to you, like and subscribe. I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a good one.